So these terrorists are literally stalking me 24/7. Even every YouTube upload, they'll try to block, and they'll sit there blocking it. They're trying to steal key information and key arguments related to their YouTube tampering and search history and history tampering. They're trying to block these videos right now. So that's what they're doing. I mean, it's already been like 6 to 10 minutes, and it's only 1%, some of these videos. So they're literally stalking me 24/7, hacking me 24/7, blocking key information. They're even crashing emails, and I'm trying to send key emails to my 300 to 400 contacts. So they're even blocking that. So these are real live cyber terrorists. They're also trying to block data from getting to the right, or block key information from getting to the right people, because they're using data for terrorist financing. They're stealing IP for terrorist financing. They're also using betting manipulation for terrorist financing. And they have bets with data. They have bets with all sorts of random stuff. And they hire cyber terrorists, these neurophysiological weapons terrorists, etc., for betting manipulation. And then they manipulate big bets, and then they use that money for terrorist financing, financing of organized crime, financing of cyber terrorism, IP theft, data theft, and economic espionage rings, slavery and sexual slavery rings, New Age mind slavery rings, and more. So that's a big piece of this. So these are real bad dudes. They're big-time oppressors, threats to mankind. They're also financing Nazism, pseudoscience campaigns, dehumanization campaigns. They're financing slander campaigns. They're also financing highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation involving human programming, implantation, illegal weapons testing and use on disabled people and other people, probably minorities as well. These people need to go to prison. They are just the scum of the earth, low life, sewer people. Some of them come from golden laden sewers, but they're 1000% sewer people, gutter minds, and have no respect for human life. They need to go to prison. Yeah, 2%. Yeah. If you see what these people are contributing to in the world around us, you'll see what I mean by a gutter mind. Slavery, sexual slavery, organized crime, RICO, terrorism, drug addiction, murder, abuse. They actually created these armies of abusers who run around abusing disabled people for entertainment. And they pretend to be freedom fighters, but that's just a repackaging. They're really like abused disabled people and abused victims of sexual violence, slavery, sexual slavery, and try to abuse them into silence. So they finance these people they call mind melders, new age investigators, human programmers, and these guys implant people with these implantable devices, and they sit there assaulting them using neurophysiological weapons and try to abuse them into silence about sexual violence, organized crime, terrorism, RICO, etc. And then there's these terrorists who run their propaganda machine for them, and then they repackage these oppressors, these disabled abusers and human rights violators, as freedom fighters, as altruistic, but they're really this army of abusive, disabled abusers, human rights and civil rights violators. They're not freedom fighters at all. They're not greater good or altruistic. And they just make these fake videos and fake stories for them of them doing good when they're really bad Samaritans and do-badders, not do-gooders. And that's part of their hustle. So they run the propaganda machine to manufacture fake masks and faces for these oppressors. And that's a key tactic. So they run this propaganda mill somewhere, and they manufacture these fake personas and faces for these sex offenders, for these sexual predators, for these human rights and civil rights violators, for these slavery and sexual slavery practitioners and thieves, and help them save face and this and that so they can keep committing their crimes. They don't report the truth, and they disguise them as the Illuminati, they disguise them as this or that, but it's this army of oppressors, and parents and their children more abusive than fathers that rape their daughters. Bet my life on it. Swear I'm a mother. Don't fall for their repackaging hustles. Don't fall for their propaganda machine. That's a big piece of this, man. So, yeah. But, yeah. Literally 5 minutes and only 3%. So that's evidence of them hacking and tampering with uploads. That's a short video, man.